Day one of this year's KCPE examinations carried with it a myriad of challenges. A number of candidates were held up in floods for hours as others, particularly in the northeastern region, began their exams slightly late due to delays in the distribution of examination materials. This even as the Cabinet Secretary for Education, Professor George Magoha, announced that the government will increase the number of choppers to distribute exam materials in the most affected areas. Makuri Ongechi now reports.
Pictures of candidates walking through murky waters to beat the deadline and reach their respective examination centers in time, perhaps something they did not anticipate on their big day. And for the next 3 days, 26 pupils from Ikurungu and Miatuini primary schools in Mwea sub-county will be forced to seek refuge elsewhere following flash floods that carried away 2 bridges connecting their neighborhood and their schools at Kiumbu and Gashuria Moyo rivers. In Wajir County, the government opted to use helicopters in the transportation of examination materials due to the floods that rendered many roads in the northeastern county impassable. One of the helicopters supplying materials to 3 schools that have already been earmarked as inaccessible by road, while another helicopter targeted schools along the Kenya-Somalia border rocked by cases of insecurity, with reports that some candidates started their papers a bit late due to the delays witnessed. Education CS Professor George Magoha now says the government will increase the number of helicopters from Wednesday to contain the situation.
The situation is dynamic, especially in the northeastern and Turkana, which is challenging because there are seasonal rivers that are getting their floods from Ethiopia, in addition to our own. So as in the morning we had stationed 10 helicopters. That is going to be increased to 12.
In Narok County, it was good news for 29 candidates who were affected by the impending eviction in the Mau. They sat their examination in different schools today. Narok County Commissioner Samuel Kimiti saying there were elaborate measures to ensure that the 29 sit and complete their exams like other candidates. In Bungoma, 11 inmates at the Bungoma Maximum Prison were among the group sitting the exams in the area. Out of the 11, 2 had been discharged in July after completing their sentences. Top government officials, among them cabinet secretaries and principal secretaries, supervised the opening of the examination containers in various parts of the country.
Our Father and our God who art in heaven.
In Nakuru County, Interior Cabinet Secretary Dr. Fred Matiang'i led prayers at the NYS Primary School in Gilgil moments before the students began their examinations. Education CS Professor George Magoha this evening visited the Ngong Forest Primary, where all the candidates from Precious Talent School had been moved to write their exams. After today's mathematics and English papers, the candidates will be tested in science and Kiswahili on Wednesday. Despite the few challenges experienced so far, the assurance from the Cabinet Secretary is that the government is determined to ensure a credible process by Friday. Makuri Ongechi, Citizen TV at Ngong Forest, Nairobi.